now that Carbon needs to deliver on, but as usual, the red lights mean go, and there's many more of them here in the stadium. About to kick off map number 2 between Pacific and Carbon. This is going to be a very crucial map for them. If they can grab this one, somehow find this win on subbase, then we're all tied up 1-1 in the series. If Pacific can grab this, they're going to put themselves on grand finals points, just one map away. So now subbase for the first time for the North Americans, the second time for Pacific Macta. Neither team have a win on it. One of them are about to get one here.
Looks like we are ready to hop into the action here. Subbase, I'm interested to see which side Carbon went with here, but it looks like they are going to go with the blacklist side. Definitely the smart decision here, but they're going to try and control the momentum here. Pacific, this is their more comfortable side, but Carbon, they know if they can win a blacklist side, they're going to be having a ton of confidence going into Global Risk, which is usually fairly easy for them to take a win on. However, Pacific has not let them slide by at all. They have brought out all the stops, everyone playing phenomenally in that first map, and if they keep that up, Carbon is going to be facing a difficult team throughout this entire series. But Carbon, they're already ready to strike here, and this is the Carbon we were hoping to see on map 1. They got to be a little bit fearless here. They want to try and control this game against Pacific in map number 2. They've already got 3 grouped up over towards B. They've got Kai's now scouting out towards this A-bomb side as well. But the big thing to note here is now they're able to bring out that double OM setup, as you see Rek picking it up alongside Kai's.
Certainly can work. Famous is at his moments on that OM as well. So see how this one does go. But I think you said it there, the crucial word for Carbon in this matchup from here on out for the rest of this grand final has to be fearless. They can't be afraid. They do get the jump spot across and spot out Aldrin. Can't find that frag on him, but they do manage to isolate ZDD there. Famous, as always, with a headshot to open it. Aldrin now looking for more, but Famous now starting to fire up with 2 kills already, hunting down Revenge as well, and he's going to find it. Famous starting out strong, and it's the 4K. He's on for the ace. RGXM will deny it, but Rex there. And that round means a lot for Famous and for Carbon. That's the start they were looking for.
We weren't sure what to expect from them going into subbase, but that is definitely the start we wanted to see. And now the confidence boost they needed after a rough map number 1. Now already halfway to matching the score they had in the first map, but they're gonna have to do a lot more than that here. They need a first half confident win to get them rolling on this one. Now you see Pacific, though, they're going to be playing a bit more forward here over towards lockers. They have both Aldrin and ZDD now. They don't want to get in a situation where they're not able to trade out, and that's Pacific already making those early adjustments to try and continually put pressure on Carbon throughout this match.
Certainly the start the North American side was looking for here, but Pacific Macta are a side that show great ability to rebound when they are down rounds. And after the success of that first round, Carbon, they've taken a bit of map control, but they've slowed down. Now seeing if anyone from Pacific will get antsy, will get overzealous and give them that first pick. Brendo holding towards the B lockers, couple players in towards mid. But for now, Carbon, just trying to spot out anyone on Pacific, find the first kill. They need to open this up, and since they won't find it, they're going to be walking into the B lockers where 2 players lay in wait.
And this is a fight they are willing to take. Famous won it last round, but this time Aldrin comes out on top of Brando. He's quickly there to get the trade. Aldrin getting a little antsy on that secondary peak. Brando finds a second, finally goes down to the Arm of Revenge, but still, Rek, he's lit up, but he gets the shot back. What a shot there from Rek to keep Carbon in good contentions here in round number 2. Supermendo runs into trouble. He's taken down from RGM, and now it's looking like a winnable round for Pacific just yet. Kai's and Rek both arms in hand, but Rek, he is very low here in this 2-on-2.
He's already shown an ability to hit shots when he's low in this round. He did find the opener, the crucial opener onto Revenge there, and he's going to find another onto RGM. Now just ZYK 1v2. Both players are lit, and he is locking down the bomb site. They're choosing to attack by the looks of things. Carbon don't know it, but they are committing straight into him. Now they're both lit as well. Difficult clutch, going to have to be the pistols. 1 kill comes out, but Kai's grabbed himself an AK, and he will close it. A much closer round than the first, but nonetheless, a win on the board for Carbon.
And right there in that round, it all came down to Aldrin getting a little bit overzealous after he got the initial pick. Had he not re-peeked there out onto Brando, the initial trade couldn't have happened, but already starting off round number 3, Famous gets the opener. Kai's has found another, and this is the Carbon we came to see here today, making work of this second map so far. Looking very solid as well, but definitely Rek and Superman leading the charge here.
Certainly the case, but these are the impact players we look for. Famous won't check his corner, and RGM will be gifted a freebie. But it's still the 2 versus 4. Revenge could have had the collateral there. Can't quite land it, but does get the first. Now looking for more. Has to go to this pistol. Dancing through the smoke. Carbon, they've given him a lot of space, but he will go down to Rek on that Colt. And now it's RGM. 1 versus 3. Looking to double his kill count so far in this map. Coming in through the A control room. Checks vents. Very paranoid about this flank, but no one going to be coming that way. They're all down around this bomb site, and Rek's going to hold the angle. An excellent round from him on the AWM. And Carbon look so much better now than they did at all on Mexico.
That's just Rek stepping up to the plate, not leaving Kai's alone on that arm. Now they have the double support from it. And that just goes to show how powerful Rek can truly be when he switches and brings out that arm. And right now, Pacific, they are still looking for a first round here. They haven't been able to find it. Revenge going to face a little bit of pressure there, but he's still able to back off successfully. But he has to reposition off of this one. Carbon, they're still looking for that opening. They've found it every round so far, but Pacific, they're definitely playing this one a bit more passive towards B, but as you can see towards A, they are a bit forward. They've got RGM here already pushed up on the A staircase with support behind as well, but Carbon, they seem eager to hit B once again.
It's worked out all right for them so far. Let's see if they can continue that here. Revenge once again. Little A in wait. Very lethal player with this AWM, and he's going to prove it opening up with the first onto Rek. That's an excellent quick shot from him. He's regarded as one of the best snipers in the world, and we can see why with every engagement he takes. I don't even know where the heck that kill came from, but Revenge has taken out Famous. Star power versus star power. Famous and Rek, the 2 players who have been fragging the most here for Carbon, have gone down, and what is that? Revenge finds his 3rd. Now he's looking for a 4K, maybe the ace of his own, answering back what Famous did in round number 1. ZYK will deny the ace at least as Kais goes down, but at this point, Pacific, all they care about is the round. And it's one of their superstars. Revenge stepping up to give it to them. Superman finds the first, but Aldrin's there on the trade. A great round from Revenge individually and a great one from Pacific.
Still, though, only going to be 3-1. Carbon still comfortably in control, but not comfortable enough to start slipping up just yet. They need to really close out this first half with a confident win, especially considering how far against them that first map truly went. In Pacific, we've seen what they can do on this map, and they are indeed a very strong sub-base team. But right now, Carbon, they're bringing the raw, aggressive playstyle we were hoping from them, and so far, it still worked out in their favor, 3-1 on rounds. This time, though, we are going to see Carbon grouping early on for a potential fight here on the A staircase. RGM and ZYK, though, both very, very close by if this fight does come to them. Superman very hesitant in this position, but rightfully so. He's got loads of players ready to attack, but it looks like Carbon again going to be shifting off to try and hit this B bomb site.
Something crucial to note here about Carbon's performance, given they got 10-2'd on the first map, is I was talking to them on the bus the other day, and they were saying that they were very surprised by how in control they felt. Like, they thought that 10-2 that they got in the semis should not have gone against them, given that they felt in control and knew what they were doing the whole time. They didn't feel like they were outclassed. They just weren't winning rounds. And if that's the case here, I mean, they're certainly in a good position to rebound from that first map. If that's the case for them, they can keep their composure even while they get destroyed, like 10-2. And they can come straight back into this one firing. In the meantime, Revenge has spotted 2 on the cross, but hasn't taken a shot at either. RGM waiting for someone to peek him, and will be gifted the headshot from Superman. That's the opener needed, or that they needed on the Pacific side.
Now Carbon, they've got to try and find a way to answer back. Revenge, though, so patient in this position, not to give up his point of view just yet. He's going to be playing safe behind that smoke, but Rek takes him down through the edge of the smoke, and that's exactly what Carbon needed to try and enter their way over towards this B bomb site. The pressure now going to go straight onto Aldrin and RGM here. Aldrin, though, finds one, takes down Famous. It's already a 3-on-4. Carbon with their backs against the wall and only 30 seconds to get this bomb down. They need to move quickly, but they have to be careful. ZYK is rotated in for support as well, and Aldrin going to just barely escape that shot, but Kais, he takes down ZDD. Rek falls to Aldrin, and Aldrin, he's gonna get aggressive on the flank, finds himself another. It's down to a 1v3, and it's just not gonna happen. Pacific now fighting their way for the tie as they get a second round on the board, just one away from bringing this one dead even already.
Much better looking Carbon than we've seen in the last map, but Pacific, they lose the first 3 rounds and they're immediately on point answering back. Aldrin starting to hit shots. It took him 4 or 5 rounds to get warmed up on Mexico. He's done it much earlier here. The early A-take comes in. These fights are somehow won by these defenders. Both Superman and Famous go down. The trade's not there at all. The flashbang in, but still, Pacific Macta well in control of this round. The 2 opening frags given to them. They're still pushing, trying to find more control here. RGM's looking for more. Might overcommit a little bit too hard here. Going to throw a flash, try and buy himself some space, and will find that kill into Kai's as well. Actually, CYK steals it from him. But regardless, now the 2 versus 5. Make it a 2 versus 4, but Rex left on 1 HP. Brando has to do the bulk of the work here.
Brando, he's completely separated as well. Gets lagged from the arm, and this is not looking good. But Brando gets a headshot there onto RGM, still making it slightly more winnable. But with this HP to work with, they have to be extremely careful. One shot anywhere, and they're both out of this picture very quickly. Meanwhile, though, we have Revenge on full HP and Aldrin as well. ZYK also low in this situation, but Carbon, there's one big disadvantage they have, and that's the bomb being downed here, and it is in view of ZYK in his position, so they have to be careful if they want to try and retake this bomb, because one false move on picking up that bomb, and they could just fall here in the round. But as you can see, they're actually playing patient in their positions. Brando, he finds another. This is looking more winnable now, and it's a 2v2. Still the HP very low, and ZYK gets the jump shot and vents, takes down Rek, and it's Brando alone in a very unfortunate looking 1v2.
Doable for him, though. There's one of the whereabouts of the Pacific players. Got to find them both, though, with just 30 seconds or thereabouts on the clock. This is going to be a difficult one for Brando. It has to be precise. It can only be headshots, and it'll be ZYK to swing out and get it done. So that will be the tie. Pacific going to bring us to that 3 rounds apiece as the scoreboard updates there. Once again, Carbon, they're still going slow here, dropping the bomb in spawn, spreading out, playing a bit of a default and hoping to find someone early, but now Pacific have had enough. They're starting to apply some aggression of their own, try and find these early picks. And if Carbon go down here, perhaps a quick round would be what is called for. Take the bomb with them and just go fast towards one of these bomb sites.
And RGM, I'm not sure if he's going to fall back here, but he did sneak into the B control room and pushed all the way up very early. That's a lot of information for Pacific to work with on this round. He's going to give up that position, but still that information is enough for them to want to challenge here over towards A. Revenge gets the pick, and Superman, being a very tough spot there, goes down, and he's looking pretty poor performance-wise so far. He's 1 in 5, but Revenge gets another beautiful pick here, takes down Kai's, and again, Revenge controlling the pace of these early round picks, finds himself 2, and again, Carbon, they're left in a tough spot.
That said, credit for Superman where it's due. He did spray down both of those players that peaked him to a 1 hit from his teammates. If he could have gotten maybe 2 more bullets across the line there, that could have been both kills going his way. Revenge just too quick, but now RGM is playing the patience game. He'll hear them coming in. He doesn't hold his fire up. He gets it the first, and Famous grabs the trade immediately as a result. Famous, another one here, starting to step up. It's a 2 versus 3. Famous and Rek, lots of work to do. Famous is just hoping he'll get an opportunity for another headshot here. 2 players. CDD playing a dangerous game here. If he peeks a fraction too wide, this will be over, but Famous going to throw a smoke. Still trying to spot out Aldrin. He's got a very good handle on where these players are positioning themselves, but he's still got to hit these shots. Nonetheless, though, it is him and Rek alive. Both have been the big hitters in this team so far this game. And Famous looking for the kill onto Aldrin. He's going to find that headshot. 1 more presents itself. Can't quite convert it against ZDD just yet. Both players so low. Very, very winnable round now for Carbon. Rek's going to hit it, but ZYK will go up for it, and Famous converts it. And he's feeling good about that one.
Definitely a beautiful performance there. Numbers down, but Carbon, they still pull it off and keep themselves on top here. 2 rounds left in the half, and now they have the potential to at least win it, if not take it 6-3. Carbon, though, still struggling to control wood here. Pacific has been winning the duels in wood, but Carbon, they've been winning in these late round situations that have definitely been a huge recovery. But as we take a quick look here, ZDD yet to get a frag here in this map. Superman on 1 as well, definitely being the lower performers on their sides respectively. But in this position, ZDD definitely needs to start making a higher impact. He's usually in a trade position, and if he can't be trading Carbon, they're going to be able to start abusing that quite quickly. And again, we see Carbon, they're going to work in here. They're going to get this early three-man setup towards B that they've consistently gone for. This time, though, they're going to have a fourth over in the mix as well, leaving just a solo player to hold off this A push. But Carbon, they've been pretty successful over towards this B bomb site, but Aldrin definitely in a position that could catch them this time around.
Minute and 20 seconds left on the clock now for Carbon. Still in the 5 versus 5. They've avoided losing anyone early. They're slowly taking map control here. They're looking quite organized here on sub base. This is more of what we were looking for on Mexico and didn't get it, but they're stepping up now. And if they can get this win here on sub base, then series is all tied up, 1 apiece, heading into Ankara, which could be another great map for Carbon. If they can take this, they're well on the way to potentially 2-1. And regardless, if they can grab this win, no matter what, they will at least remove some of that pressure on themselves to perform on Ankara. They'll still want the win there, as their Black Widow has been questionable, and that is map number 4, but Carbon starting to do the work here to take it even further. Aldrin, though, going to commit with ZDD. ZDD's actually finally stepping up. 0 kills so far. He's found 2. Superman, though, going to grab the flank. That will make it the 3 versus 3, and ZYK will get spotted out by Superman there. Flashbang through to hold him back. It's famous as well, but still not going to do too much just yet. 3 versus 3, though. Bomb not yet down. 17 seconds. Revenge finds Famous. Superman has to win this duel, given the opportunity, and will find the headshot. Bomb goes down as well. Now it's RGM and Revenge up against Superman and Kai's. Kai's the young sniper. His first time on the big stage. Needs to step up, but he's going to get run over by RGM. Now it's Superman, and RGM's going to do it. A big win coming in from Pacific.
And just an unfortunate slip there from Carbon and Pacific. They capitalize on it quite nicely. And now things starting to look better and better for them to fight their way back in and potentially take this half away from Carbon. 4-4 as we go into our final round of the half. And now Carbon, they definitely need to anchor down and secure this half. We've seen them struggle to hold on throughout this entire matchup so far, but now this is their chance to at least build momentum to go into the second half with. And they definitely need it at this point. Going down 2-0 in the series would be a terrible way to start off this grand final. If you are a Carbon fan, you definitely should be hoping for them to pull something off here, at least in map number 2, to try and get that recovery started. But Pacific, they're going to be playing a little bit interesting on their setup here. Double forward setup here, 2 forward lockers and 2 forward towards the A staircase, and they're just going to let Revenge roam towards this wood pick as well. And Superman, again, we see him going for that early information. He's going to push up to the top of the A staircase, but a situation where he can't really afford to go in for this peak alone. But Carbon, this is going to be the first 5-man A hit we've seen from them in quite a while now. They're going to be grouping up their whole team. They're going to run into trouble, though. RGM spots Superman already on that pick, but they're going to know exactly the positions of both players now. So Carbon, if they go for this, all they have to do is pre-fire both of these angles that have now been given up to them. But Carbon, they're going to go ahead and fake it. It looks like the bomb may rotate off, but no, they're going to go ahead and call for the recommit here. And this is where it has to be all on RGM and ZYK to hold this off. They have so much going for them. Shot for shot, they've been incredible players, but now more than ever, they've got to step it up. And ZYK finds the triple kill. Big opening from him. It's still going to be a 3-on-2. Kais and Brando look to recover. Brando finds one. He gets the double kill. Drop out of vents. It's all going to be on Aldrin here. 1 versus 2, trying to clean things up, but Brando may have found the opening they needed to find this half. Aldrin going to expose his position there. May actually find Brando in the process. Takes down one. The 1v2 for the half, down to just Kais and Aldrin here. This is it. The winner will take the half. The bomb has been planted, but Aldrin, he's already going to go aggressive here. Kais, he's got to hold this off. It's do or die here. Nice flashbang comes out over the top. Kais with the wide peak. Doesn't matter. Aldrin, beautiful performance on that 1v2 retake, and somehow Carbon, they're still not able to hang on and win a half just yet.
It's a near thing, though. Kai's the young gun, the newest player, well, one of the newest players on this roster, certainly the newest to these LAN environments. Very high-pressure situation for him to be in. Aldrin, no slouch in these high-pressure clutch situations, and he did deliver here. And luckily for the young American sniper. So it will be the half going to Pacific Macta. They managed to come back and grab that 5-round lead to the 4 of Carbon. This half, though, much closer than the first half of the previous map was. Carbon already doing much better, having doubled their rounds from Mexico.
Surely won't be enough, though, just yet. Carbon still going to be in a round down situation after that half. They're going to have a phenomenal global risk half to really step it up and make this one happen. But still, honestly, surprisingly for Carbon, the weak point seems to me actually to be Superman today. He hasn't had a whole lot of success with his entering, and he's really only had a couple one-off rounds here and there throughout this entire matchup so far, and he was honestly someone coming in. I expected him to do a lot more in this matchup.
Haven't seen too much from Kai's yet either, but you can write that down to land pressure. You can write that down to whatever you want. It's a big stage for him to be performing on here, and his counterpart on the sniper rifle is certainly no slouch. Revenge proving it as he opens up with the first kill onto Rek. And he's full of confidence here, just going straight in for that pick on A. Not quite going to find it, but it's only Superman here, and he does give up that angle. Excellent re-peek, though, to nail that headshot on Revenge. That's what they needed. That brings it back into the 4 versus 4, and a big impact player does go down on Pacific.
Definitely a great start there from Superman here in the second half, but Carbon, they really need this round to get that early second half momentum on their side. They're already down by 1 in the series as well as the map now, but it's going to be Famous who keeps the momentum going. Finds one there onto Aldrin. He's not done just yet, but it's not going to matter. ZYK comes in for the assist there on the double peek, and they take out Famous. Nicely done. Now making it a 3v3 Pacific. Still going to be able to try and hold on to this one. They haven't committed the bomb just yet, but it looks like they do want to take it potentially over towards this A bomb site, but they do send ZYK actually in a position where he may fall off here and go over to ZDD's position here in B. Definitely has the ability to rotate in towards this pick, but right now they do need to be careful. Carbon, they're playing all alone on this one, so one false move and there could be a huge entry point for Pacific here.
Come down to the individual firepower here from Carbon. They'll have to deliver. Superman needs this first as the vent drop comes in. Can't allow ZYK to get the better of him, and even then, needs to do more, but won't represented the angle just yet. RGM in the meantime, moving up the ramp towards the bomb side here. Entering his way in towards B, and Kai's going to miss a big shot. He won't be punished for it just yet, but indeed he will, as actually ZDD comes through on the backstab. There's Brando stepping up now. RGM pistol out, looking for this final frag, not able to find a sticky situation. ZYK, though, going to commit. Now Superman, 1 versus 2. Both players lit, bomb not yet down, and he drops the player on the side. Superman almost finds that second, but HP is with him, time is with him. Just needs to not overcommit, but he will! And ZYK somehow finds a headshot that he certainly shouldn't have any business getting.
And you can see the look on Superman's face. He knows how badly he needed to win that 1v2. Both players were extremely low, and even in that 1v1, he had a huge advantage on health. And just like that, Pacific, again, stealing these rounds away from Carbon, and now just 4 rounds away from taking away yet another map in this series as well. Carbon, they still have a chance to step it up here, but the thing is, time is running thin here. They've got to have a good round, and they've still yet to find one here in the second half.
Carbon's global risk sides have not been as good as the events going on. Admittedly, we've not seen them on sub-base before, so I can't be too judgmental. This is their first time touching this map at this event. Nonetheless, it's these crucial situations like that 1 versus 2, like when players are dropping in through events. It's all these sort of situations where you need to be stepping up and finding these frags. Regardless if you played the map or not, you just need to be hitting the shots that are presented to you as an individual. You've got to get your at least 1 kill for the round. And there's so many situations where that hasn't happened. Rek gonna go hunting and he'll end up hungry. His Revenge drops him. It's an excellent opening here for Pacific Macta.
And Revenge right now, he's been controlling this matchup, and they need to find a way to shut him down before this series falls away from him. But right now, ZYK and Revenge, they've been controlling this map so nicely here on map number 2. We'll see if they can find a way to shut it down. Right now, though, Carbon, they're going to be easing in for a push here to try and counter it back with maybe a pick of their own. They're going to sneak Brando here up into the wood boxes to see if he can potentially find someone on the cross, but RGM sneaks out. Is Brando ready here, though? He's going to go right over the top of him. Brando not ready in that position. He's going to go down. Revenge finds himself a second frag of the round as well. And again, Carbon, they're dwindling under this pressure here. Superman and Kai's need a miracle to make this happen, but it's not looking too likely. Kai's already goes down. It's Superman in a 1v5. He does find a frag there, but the trade should come through. And just like that, Aldrin cleans it up, and Pacific are slowly but surely looking at a second map to close out in their favor.
Carbon had excellent early control of this map. They started out so strong. I think they won, what, 3 rounds, went back to 3-3, then they won another, and they've lost everything since. Famous going to start off the right way with that opening headshot, and I like this change up from Carbon. They get aggressive into the B control room, and we'll find that opening frag. Now they can fall back and play the bomb sites.
And that's exactly what they needed. They have to start off on the right foot every round here until this map is over, because Pacific, in any situation where they've had the leg up, they always seem to be able to close these out. Carbon's only had a few clutch opportunities that they come out on top with in this match so far, and right now, Pacific, they've been doing a great job of just shutting them down time after time. This time, Superman, he's going to be put through the ringer here on this A missile position. He's got tons of utility raining down upon him, but Rek, he finds one from top of A. Superman, though, he instantly goes down without a fight, and Carbon, they have to be cautious on the retake, but they do have a one-man advantage to make this happen. Rek finds himself a second, catches Revenge off guard, and it's already looking like a winnable round here for Carbon, ZYK, and RGM here for the post plant, though. ZYK, you have to be careful when he's alone. This man can pop off, but not this time around. Rek, huge round for him, quad kill on the round, and Carbon surely going to be thanking him after that one.
And these are the sorts of plays that Carbon need. They just need one player to start popping off and fire the rest of them up. We saw it yesterday on Mexico when they were down. Famous, or the day before, Famous wins a 1 versus 3, and then everyone's into it. Carbon just need this one big play, or a couple of big plays to get them started, but ZYK is going to find Brando. Famous hasn't been exposed here just yet, but now isolated from his team. He's just going to commit to this position here. Light does have Rek for help, so 2 big impact plays. Going to go for the pick, but ZYK will overrun them both. And now it's Kais and Superman 2 versus 5. Such a difficult situation for them. Neither of these players have had the greatest of halves so far.
They definitely need to try and hang on and potentially win this round, though. A couple picks could start to tilt it back in their favor, but just seeing ZYK and Revenge together on this map just unleash all of their power. Carbon just hasn't had an answer to take them both down simultaneously. They've got occasionally a pick on one or the other, but they need to shut down both of these players quickly because they are controlling this map throughout. And as you see, they continue that forward. Revenge finds the pick onto Superman, but Kais trades back, but now looking down the barrel of a potential 1v5 opportunity. 4 left. Ooh. He gets 2 on the board. It's a little bit better, but it's not enough. ZDD finishes him off, and Pacific find round number 8. Kais, you can see there, a little bit saddened that he didn't have a chance to find any more, but Carbon leaving him in a 1v5, it shouldn't have happened. That aggressive play, though, just backfired so terribly in that round.
That said, though, I'm glad that Kais is still hitting shots here. It needs to be, even in 1v5s like that, if he's getting 2 or 3 kills, it's just a bit of confidence building up for him. He needs to know that he can still be converting these AWM shots, because we've seen a lot of great sniping from him in this tournament. Revenge has been better, sure, but Kais has still been no slouch, so he really needs to fire up and help his team here. Throughout the tournament, it was Famous leading the way in the kills, and that's a bit of a dangerous jump spot. He won't go down. Famous led the way in kills, and Kais was right behind. We haven't seen so much of that from Kais. It's really been Rek who's been the only one second fragging, really, for Carbon here. So anything that allows Kais to fire up is going to be very important. Famous going to win a crucial first fight, but will get traded through a smoke, and Aldrin commits. Brando pulls out this Colt. He's had great success with it, but Revenge on point with that Desert Eagle. Brings it back into a 2 versus 3. Still not a 1 round for Pacific, but more doable.
Revenge just unstoppable here so far in this matchup, and he's a player, once he gets that confidence rolling, he's going to take the challenges, he's going to take the 1v1 aim duels, and he's going to consistently perform in those situations. Right now, Carbon, they've got to shut him down here. They still have a man advantage, but it's taken away already. ZDD takes down Kais, and Brando is very low, and he's just been spotted by Revenge here as well. Rek, he's going to be the key factor in this round now. He's all alone, and it's a 1v2. He needs this clutch for his team to stay alive here in map number 2. Otherwise, it is going to be a map point opportunity on the table for Pacific. Rek, he's going to try and sneak up here and maybe catch one on the flank, but ZDD spots him immediately. Rek, he needs to connect on this shot quickly, otherwise it's going to be over, but he finds the shot there. ZDD goes down. This 1v2 severely winnable. He's going to stick it. Revenge is nowhere nearby, but he still sneaks out just in time to make that happen. Revenge, again, being the saving grace for Pacific here, and that's going to take them on to map point.
Such a near thing, that clutch. Almost gotten across the line there, but Revenge flanked around faster than Rek was ready for. Did manage to flank out that diffusing player and get it across the line. So now Pacific just 1 round away of grabbing the win here in map number 2. That would be 2 wins straight, putting them at 2-0 in the series. They'd only need a win on Ankara to take this one 3-0.
Right now we see a patience duel in vents here. Wreck and Revenge both holding arm angles in vents. It's just going to come down to who makes the mistake of peeking out first. Right now, though, Pacific, they're just waiting for the mistakes to come in from Carbon. They have the comfortability of 4 map point opportunities on the table before they have to risk overtime here. And right now, Superman, he goes down without a fight. This could be it for Pacific to close out the map. It's going to be up to Rek here. He has to hold it off from A-top, but Famous, he's already forced his way onto site. Finds the kill onto RGM, but ZYK and Revenge are there to shut him down. Nice shot there from Revenge, but Rek, he's still holding this position from the top of A, and now he knows Revenge is in the vents as well, but it doesn't matter. He gets the drop shot. Kai's finally commits to the trade, but it may not be enough. Kai's and Brando trying to fight to keep the dream alive here, but Aldrin, he's going to be taken down from Kai's as well. The 2v2 retake has to come through, but there's only 25 seconds. But Kai's, he spots the barrel of the gun. This could be a huge opportunity for them to sneak in. They're going to know both players are playing safe for the bomb. Brando has to force the issue immediately, though. There's only 15 seconds. ZDD going to be spotted. Kai's takes him down. It's a doable 2v4. Can they take it? They take it all the way. A 2v4 clutch, and Carbon somehow stay alive to fight another day.
And Carbon break the curse. The first game, 7-2 to 10-2. This game, 5-4, that could have been 10-5. So at least they've got 2 rounds won this half. I didn't win any in the first or second half of the first map. That's an excellent 2v4, and Kai's starting to fire up here. That's a great sign for the young sniper, but we're gonna need more from him and all of his teammates just to get overtime here on subbase. Overtime, a position that Carbon are very familiar with being in, but ZDD is going to find that opening frag onto Famous, and now the pressure is on. Aldrin somehow finds the snap. ZYK opens up as well. Superman gets one, but the trade is there, and now it's Superman 1 versus 4. Surely it's not doable. Surely this is about to be Pacific Macta grabbing that second map, and it is Revenge to find the final frag, and it's 10-6.
Just another incredible performance from Pacific Macta, but it came down to just the individuals on this roster again stepping up to the plate. And Revenge, he was so impactful in this match, and throughout he was just consistently on top here, and that is going to close out our second map here in the grand finals. Pacific looking primed to potentially take this all the way here. They now just stand one more win away from taking home that $50,000 first place prize, but Carbon, they've got a long road ahead of them if they want to take this one back.
Indeed, Carbon have now put themselves in that situation they were in the group stage. 0-2, they need to bring it all the way to 3-2. Effectively, the group stage were a best of 5 as well. Think about it, 5 best of 1s. So Carbon have been in this exact situation before, down in 2 maps, need all 3 to get back into it, but it's going to be difficult for them. We now look at Ankara, which we've seen Pacific play once and lose it against Q9, despite a massive comeback, 7-2 to 8-10. And Carbon have not played this one yet, so this is going to be interesting, but for the North Americans, it needs to be here and now, or else it's going to be Pacific closing this one out clean.
Definitely will be, and honestly, looking at the performances we've seen from Carbon here as well, they're starting to pull these maps closer and closer, but what a way it would be to end it in a full reverse sweep fashion. They've reverse sweeped every chance they've had to get back in it before. If they could somehow do that to close out the entire event, it would be incredible indeed. But Pacific, they're not a team that's going to have trouble closing like we've seen from other teams in the past. Once they feel like they have the ability to close it out, they always do. The only match they lost, they were already fighting from behind, and that match they just still took it to 8-10. Even the maps they're down in Pacific, they never stop the fight. And if Carbon wants to try and counter that, I think they have to go into this next map with an early big lead if they want to close it out.
Absolutely, they almost had an early big lead this map. They did get the first 3 rounds. They looked pretty comfortable doing it as well, but then immediately the answer back came from Pacific, and eventually claiming the first half and the entire map. And the one thing that Carbon said they wanted to do, which was shut down Revenge, they've been unable to do. He's been on point for the entirety of maps 1 and 2. They were hoping to rely on getting those multiple sniper rifles out to shut him down, but it's just not been possible. They did have some great rounds from Rek on the sniper there in the first half of subbase, but it's still not been enough, and I don't think anything really is going to be enough to stop Revenge at this point. They have to get 3 maps away from him and his team.
Yeah, definitely going to be a challenging task, but on top of Revenge, ZYK is having another phenomenal day, just shooting out of his mind. His aim is so consistent, and he's not afraid to even hold tight angles. He's not afraid to also just jump in. He's constantly just moving when he shoots, and it doesn't even hinder him at all. He just takes the aggressive fights time after time, and between him and Revenge, I just don't see the way of Carbon getting back into this, especially 3 straight maps.
Yeah, it's a situation where Pacific's players are all firing on all cylinders, and for Carbon, at least we saw Kai stepping up towards the end of that map and starting to get the Orm frag, starting to get the confidence rolling, but despite Famous having a few good rounds towards the start, there really wasn't much of a showing from them individually.